Please be seated. Veuillez vous asseoir.
Young Rodrigo Roa Duterte. That's my first middle name is Roa. His surname is Duterte.
Good afternoon, Your Honors. I am Salvador C. Medjaldea, counsel for Rodrigo Roa Duterte. 2 days ago, the whole world has witnessed the degrading fashion in which a former president of a sovereign country was bundled into a private aircraft and summarily transported to The Hague. To us lawyers, this would be called an extrajudicial rendition. To the less legally inclined, it was a pure and simple kidnapping. My client was denied all access to the legal recourse in the country of his citizenship, and this all in the nature of political score settling. Do not drop out of the thin air. That jet which received my client is not able to contribute anything to this hearing. Most importantly, he is not able even to tell you that he has been informed of the charges as contained in the arrest warrant for a reason more pertinent to which I alluded in my written request to this honorable pretrial chamber this morning, and which is confidential in nature.
Close yata siya, ma'am. Ito po yung merong permit. Sa loob po kayo ng barricade. Opo, ilagay po ng visa. Yeah.
I love you guys!
We love you!
Hello po!
Dito lang banda, saan kayo magluluto?
If you talk to lawyers, they call it extraordinary rendition, but for a family member like me, that's kidnapping. Yep. That's forcibly taking my father to another country and illegally arresting him. So that's clearly kidnapping. Yes.
Nandito sila.
Because I told him a lot of people are crying. They are depressed, hurt, stressed about what happened and what is happening right now and what is happening in the country. And then he said, sabihin mo sa kanila, relax lang, may hangganan ang lahat. So I'm remembering this from kasi I cannot take notes, I cannot take a ball pen and pen this. So sabihin mo sa kanila, relax lang, may hangganan ng lahat. There will be a day of reckoning for all. How long was I gonna be? Oh, yes. Unang-una, nagpapasalamat ako sa lahat ng ating mga kababayan. We met in the visiting area, visitors area, and the demeanor was, he looked well-rested. I asked him that. I said, you look well-rested. And then he said that, well, I don't do anything here except sleep and watch TV because he has access to a TV. And then I also, and then I asked him about the food because I know his his preferences for food, and then he said yes. Well, that's my only complaint is that I really miss Filipino food. Nagpapasalamat ako sa inyong lahat, sa inyong Pangalawa, marami sa inyo ang hindi nagtrabaho ngayon.
Well, I think for us, the victims of the war on drugs, this is the first step to attaining justice under our international criminal justice system.
Okay, he's there, guys.
We hope that it will develop smoothly and it will develop efficiently, because remember, there's only one crime that is charged here, crimes against humanity for murder under Article 7 of the Rome Statute. So we actually expect that this will be done in a very efficient manner.
Well, and
Well, we're quite relieved because in fact it's a practice in international criminal justice that there will be no postponement, because this is just an initial appearance, so there are really no substantive matters. The substantive matters will be dealt with on September 23 during the confirmation of charges. So we're quite relieved that that was actually denied by the pretrial chamber. No.
En wat denken we? Zal ik...
We assert that those allegations will, of course, remain allegations until it is proven, right? So we maintain that the former president, Rodrigo Duterte, should be brought back to the Philippines. If you're going to ask a lot of Filipino people, you will receive a response that they are for the war on drugs. And one might ask a question, why? Why is that? Perhaps it is needed in our society because you cannot compare apples to oranges. And the prevailing problems of the society in the Philippines during the Duterte administration is that the war on the drug problem has already permeated our society, which has resulted to destroying families, a lot of killings. We the Filipino people wants to be safe. We want to be able to walk on our streets day and night safely and confidently. Of course, the result should be favorable to the Philippines, because we must understand that the Philippines is no longer an ICC member state, and that we also assert that the arrest that was done for him is illegally done. So we want him back to the Philippines.
Okay. And maka-cover also this kind of event dito sa Netherlands.
There's nothing. It's only accusation.
It's not true.
Yeah, it's not true because I live in Davao City. Long time ago, he is our very good mayor in Davao City. He's a good man. He's a good mayor. He's a good politician.
Balitaan po kami pag sa loob hindi kami makapasok.
Sa kapila na gid ko nagbalik-balik diri ugma mo balik pa ko adtong last presidente.
Duterte's plan to file for temporary release from the ICC penitentiary. Militar! Sigilin! Sigilin! Pagbayarin!
Well, today is actually former President Duterte's first appearance in the court. We are hoping that the administrative procedure just goes through smoothly so that the next hearings, and he will be called for the next hearings, and that we will continue our protests and continue fighting for human rights and justice for those who died.
Filipino compatriots under Bayan Europe, alongside our solidarity allies, our faces judges, faces justice for the first time.
We are hoping for a for him to be tried and called guilty, but not only Duterte, but everybody else who was part of the Duterte administration that allowed the extrajudicial killings and the war on drugs to happen in the country.
Now Duterte's camp is desperately trying to paint him. Duterte has been given full medical care while on the plane and even as he landed in the Netherlands.
Duterte is now appealing to the very laws that he tried so hard to avoid, and that he is availing.
We are happy because this is actually a triumphant moment for the Filipino people, and the ICC has a good step for us to feel victory and seek justice. We want the ICC to stand with the Filipino people for justice, for the poor, to end poverty, impunity for the military and police under the leadership of former President Rodrigo Duterte, who allowed the murder, the massacres of Filipino children, who allowed the bombings of Lumad indigenous people schools, who allowed the disturbance of the future of a lot of Filipino children and the Filipino people.
Day and night, just to afford a small room, Duterte will have a secure and well-equipped.
We hope that the ICC stand with the Filipino people and jail Duterte, because actually he has long been vindicated as guilty of murders, guilty of all the killings and tortures and disappearances and imprisonment of 1,000 of Filipino lives, activists, innocent civilians who have been victims of human rights violations and the war crimes of Duterte.
It would be an insult to the memory of his victims and to their surviving families. Of the many, many names, the tens of thousands of people who were killed during the